This is the GBN Luncheon News for today, Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. Coming up in the news, Grenada delays start of CBI residence requirement, and Lions Club of St. Andrew marks 55 years. Regionally, gang coalition blamed for 30 deaths in Haiti. Internationally, Iran threatens retaliation as new U.S. sanctions hit already struggling economy. And in sports, Falcons hold third place in CPL after 6 matches. The first segment comes to you compliments Bryden and Miners.
Got something to share?
Call us at 440-1252.
WhatsApp 405-3052 or 407-8458.
Or email gbnnews@gbn.gd.
GBN News, first, accurate, voted #1.
Welcome back. I am Diedra Sealey with the details. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada says the new residence requirement for citizenship by investment applicants will not take effect on August 31st as previously scheduled. In an August 21st circular, the IMA says implementation depends on 2 conditions that have not yet been met. The first is the operation of the Regional Citizenship by Investment Regulator, the Eastern Caribbean Citizenship by Investment Regulatory Authority, or ECIRA, and the second is the formal agreement among participating member states on an effective commencement date. The IMA says until those conditions are met, neither the residence requirement nor other related regional obligations will apply. The new requirement would obligate each named dependent to spend at least 5 days in Grenada during the first year, while families would be required to accumulate 30 days of physical presence collectively during the first 5 years after citizenship is granted. The legislation also provides for an integration program involving civic education, cultural orientation or community service, and an interview. The IMA says it will issue further guidance once a commencement date has been formally established. Today, August 25th, 2026, the Lions Club of St. Andrew is celebrating 55 years of impact. The organization was chartered on August 25th, 1971, under the leadership of Jerome Penny, and is part of the world's largest service club organization, Lions Club International. This week's anniversary observance began with a church service at the St. Andrew Roman Catholic Church, where members wore blue for diabetes awareness, followed by the donation of school bags to families in need. Service chairperson Kinda DeBellet says activities will continue with additional donations and a preparatory session for secondary school students.
Today, August 25th, we will be making a donation to the St. Martin's de Porres Home for the Aged. We will be donating pampers and toiletry and so forth. On Wednesday, August 26th, we would be hosting a transitional session for students who pass the CPEA, and that is going on to secondary school. We will be conducting a session for them where we're giving them tips as to what to expect in secondary school. We have different presenters that will be presenting on different topics: cyberbullying, the do's and don'ts, what to expect in secondary school.
Later this week, the club will launch a social media campaign highlighting diabetes and hunger, the two global causes identified by Lions International. However, the Ballot assures that the organization's activities will continue throughout the year as it seeks to achieve 55 acts of kindness. As the club looks forward to another 55 years of service, the Ballot thanked the public for their support. She encouraged anyone interested in joining the club to reach out and get involved.
As we celebrate this milestone, we invite others to become a part of our legacy. If you're looking for an opportunity to serve or to make a difference in the life of others or to contribute meaningfully to our community, we invite you to consider becoming a Lion. Persons can speak to any of our Lions Club members from the members of Financial Lions Club or connect with us through our social media page to learn more about our work and how you can support or join us.
Also in local news, the National Lotteries Authority says it has implemented measures in response to environmental concerns raised by employees at one of its locations. The NLA says qualified professionals assessed the facility, following which remedial measures were introduced, including work on the ventilation system, moisture control, the use of dehumidifiers, and continued environmental monitoring and testing. Employees have remained away from the office as a precaution. However, limited access is being allowed for a small number of personnel to carry out essential functions, including scheduled lottery draws. Those personnel are provided with personal protective equipment and are permitted to enter the facility only for the minimum time necessary. The NLA stresses that this does not represent a return to normal workplace operations. The authority says it is awaiting the results of further environmental testing and professional guidance before determining when regular operations can resume. That concludes our local news. Stay with us for our second segment, Compliments Fortune Foods Limited.
Looking to take your business to new heights? Advertise with GBN on our social media platforms and get noticed by our 138,000 plus followers. Reach a massive engaged audience ready to connect with your brand. No matter your business size, GBN is here to help you grow. Contact us today at admin@gbn.gd or WhatsApp 407-8458 to get started.
In regional news, a gang coalition is being blamed for 30 deaths in Haiti. We'll get more details in this OCM report.
In Haiti, a coalition of criminal gangs led by Vive and Sam is being blamed for an upsurge in violence, which has left at least 30 people dead in the hillside community of Kenskoff. The community overlooks the capital of Haiti, Port-au-Prince. The office of the Prime Minister has since condemned what it calls the heinous attack, adding that all security forces have been placed on high alert and reinforcements have been deployed. In a statement, the office says Kenskoff will not be abandoned and the government's authority will be restored without weakness and without delay. Kenskoff Mayor Jean Massillon told reporters yesterday Sunday night was a night of terror, and video clips circulating on social media show members of the powerful Ansam coalition storming the town center and going on a killing spree. The gang members are said to have attacked a church filled with people already fleeing gang violence, killing residents and torching vehicles and homes, with the video clips showing bludgeoned bodies lying in pools of blood. The mayor said the gangs entered many homes and killed people. They also sequestered and kidnapped others. He said a lot of people called and said they had relatives who were killed. Some people reported they saw more than 40 dead along the route. The entire executive of the San Fernando East constituency of the opposition People's National Movement in Trinidad and Tobago has resigned. The resignations became effective at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The moves by the members come as there continue to be contentions involving the executive, its chairman, the leadership of the party, and the MP for the area, Brian Manning. At a news conference yesterday, the PNM's deputy chairman, Dr. Amory Brown, said the allegations leveled at the party by Mr. Manning are dangerous. Mr. Manning has claimed there are elements of corruption and criminality within the party, and the leadership has failed to address.
The People's National Movement distinguishes itself by its discipline and the fact that we have a constitution that all members must respect. Member of Parliament, the Honorable Brian Manning. The course that you have chosen is not a wise course in these circumstances, particularly when these matters are currently being addressed and under consideration of the very organs of the PNM mandated to treat with them in this Constitution as we speak.
The chairman of the party and chief whip, Marvin Gonzalez, finds the MP's accusations concerning. However, he sees no danger to the opposition's functioning when the parliament resumes.
So to my colleague, again, reiterating what Dr. Brown said, and his calls a short while ago, Mr. Manning might be engaging or going down a very dangerous path that is not good for the interests of the People's National Movement.
Mr. Manning has said he remains aligned to the PNM and will never join the ruling United National Congress. Now resigned constituency chair Patricia Alexis has said she will not seek re-election when the polls are held next month.
Our regional segment came to you compliments Fortune Foods Limited. International news and sports are up next.
Before the digital age, before the world moved at the speed of a click, there was a signal connecting a nation. In 1986, a journey in broadcasting began in Grenada, a journey that would grow into a trusted voice across the country. For 40 years, through radio and television, we've been there for the stories that shaped our nation, the news that mattered, the voices that informed us, the moments that brought us together. Your stories, your voices, your moments. The Grenada Broadcasting Network, 40 years strong. One nation, one network.
Welcome back. In international news, Iranian officials are maintaining their strong rhetoric against the United States after Washington announced a fresh raft of sanctions against Iran. Tehran has pledged to hit back with its own measures, while the country is already suffering from high inflation. More details in this France 24 report.
Iran's economy minister has said the country is fully prepared and believes its trading partners will be able to bypass the measures, while also threatening to retaliate.
Naturally, they want to carry out an economic terrorist attack against us. We have our own tools as well. We know how to play the game. This time, they should no longer think that we will remain on the defensive. They should also expect an attack from our side.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has described the new measures as an economic D-Day. They'll target digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping, and are designed to isolate any country trading with Iran. Following the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding in June, there have been repeated flare-ups of violence between the U.S. and Iran, and little progress has been made diplomatically. Now Washington is hoping that economic leverage can make Tehran back down. Iranians Iranians have lived for years under existing sanctions. The rial has recently dropped to a record low against the US dollar, and inflation is currently at 66%, making everyday essentials now out of reach for ordinary Iranians.
These sanctions are 100% making life difficult. With the wages we have, we can't make ends meet. My child is now unhappy with me and asks, what kind of job is driving a taxi that you can't earn enough money?
But some financial experts say that the new sanctions may not have the intended effect, as 90% of Iran's oil is currently sold to China, and the country has previously ignored similar US measures.
Also in international news, nearly a decade after fleeing persecution and violence, tens of thousands of Rohingya refugees gathered in Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh, calling for justice, dignity, and a safe return to Myanmar. They face worsening conditions in the world's largest refugee camp, including cuts to donations, limited food rations, and reduced services. We'll get more details in this report from Al Jazeera.
They said that most of the world have forgotten us. Since almost a decade they fled Myanmar, and here in what is now the largest refugee camp in the world. Numerous challenges aside from just wanting to go back home. There is a cut in donation, which means limited rations. There's cuts in services and other facilities. Aside also from harsh weather condition in the monsoon, many Rohingyas lost their life in flood and landslide. Some of them are desperate enough to take a dangerous sea road journey to Southeast Asia, to Malaysia and Indonesia for a better life. Yet there's no solution of going home despite major international conference, a lot of high visitation in the camp, a lot of conversation in the UN, but they said their hope is fading unless something is done soon.
That concludes our international news. Sports is up next. In sports, the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons are currently third in the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League standings with 3 wins and 3 losses from 6 matches, giving them 6 points. The Falcons are coming off a 7-wicket defeat to the Guyana Amazon Warriors, who bowled them out for 116 before completing the chase inside 10 overs. The Falcons return to action today at 7 p.m. facing the Barbados Tridents at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. The Tridents are 4th in the standings with 2 wins and 2 losses from 4 matches on 4 points. Fans can tune in to Classic Radio for live coverage of the CPL T20 series. Now for a recap of today's headlines. Grenada delays start of CBI residence requirement, and Lions Club of St. Andrew marks 55 years. Regionally, gang coalition blamed for 30 deaths in Haiti. Internationally, Iran threatens retaliation against US sanctions. And in sports, Falcons hold 3rd place in CPL after 6 matches. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Diedra Sealey, thanking you for joining us.